Hello everybody, welcome back to Ignite Your Flow. Today I want to talk about beliefs and how we can reprogram these beliefs in order to create the life of our dreams. Now I started really focusing on beliefs when I read this book by Mike Dooley called Infinite Possibilities, The Art of Living Your Dreams, and here's a little picture of that book. And I will put a link in the description below if you want to pick up a copy and read this really awesome, eye-opening book. So let's get into it. What are beliefs? Beliefs are thoughts that we think over and over and over until they form a belief. So when we come into the physical world at birth, we are little tiny babies and we are totally helpless. Right? So we come into this physical reality and we are in this environment with our caretakers, your parents, whoever is taking care of you, your environment, your school, your religious affiliation, your culture. All of these things form our beliefs. And when we are at the ages of 0, basically before 1, right after you're born, to 7 years old, as you can see, I wrote this down here. So at 0 to 7, you're operating in a theta brainwave state. And this theta state is equivalent to a hypnosis state. So basically everything that's coming in from your environment, from your parents, this environment you're growing up in, your caretakers, all of these beliefs that they hold are being absorbed by you, which means that you are unable to discern what is true and what is not true. You're basically just believing what is being fed to you. And if you're in an environment where your parents or caretakers are not living, in an awake state, and they are following their old beliefs and programs that were imposed upon them, and they never reprogram themselves, then you will also be taking on those beliefs of their programming, which may or may not be true. So the great part about this is that these beliefs, because they were habitually programmed into you, they can also be cleared out, and you can reprogram yourself with the beliefs that you want to believe, that are in your alignment with your soul and your life's purpose. So let's talk a little bit about this theta state. So when you're a little baby and you're trying to figure out how to walk, how to talk, how to use your fingers, your hands, you're getting used to your physical body, you have a lot of information coming in at once. And you're just trying to, do these basic things in the physical world. Just trying to learn how to talk and walk and do all these things. So when your belief system is being shaped by what your parents are saying, what they're modeling, then you're absorbing all of this without really discerning what it is. It's just coming in, and you're in hypnosis, so it's just getting programmed into your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is basically what's forming all of these patterns. And then when you're in your waking state, your conscious mind is going through life and you are observing these patterns in your reality without maybe being aware that you're the one that has created it. So basically what's happening is when you're in that 0 to 7 hypnosis state, and you're just learning how to walk and talk and, do all these things in physical reality, and you're getting inundated with these beliefs that you don't really know is true or not, and you don't really think about it because you aren't really able to at the time because you're just soaking it all in. You're just a kid, right? So this isn't our fault. what is programmed into us. And it's not your parents' fault either if they weren't aware enough that they were programming you, which most people are not aware. So this is what is great about this, though, because once you become aware of this and you recognize these beliefs, then you can reprogram your subconscious mind. And it just takes a little effort and practice, because repetition is what forms these new beliefs and new neural networks in our brains. So when you're reprogramming your subconscious mind with new beliefs, you are doing it just like you did in Theta State. You're pretty much trying to communicate with your subconscious mind, and you are putting in new information. So let's talk a little bit about how can we reshape these beliefs. Now, one of the things that people become aware of is, I feel like money and abundance is a big issue because it affects all of us in the physical reality. So there's a lot of confusion around money. There's a lot of confusion around our relationships to money. And I'm going to do some future videos regarding this topic that I've really been interested in for a long time lately, because it's all part of creating our reality. So for example, if you have certain beliefs surrounding money, like maybe you say in your mind, oh, rich people are greedy, or money is the root of all evil. Or, oh, it must be nice to have, an abundance of money and have financial freedom and be able to do whatever you want, like that guy over there. So these are all things that you have to recognize if they're coming up for you and you're talking about money, maybe with your spouse, or maybe there are, certain things that you want to change about your financial situation. First, you have to recognize these limiting beliefs surrounding money. Because the truth is that abundance is our birthright. And abundance is everywhere in the natural world. Look out in nature. Look at animals. Are they, they have an abundance of food available to them, right? And they know how to find it and get it. And their shelters, it's like, we had a bird building a bird's nest in our house, in our garage recently. And it's this beautiful shelter that this bird built from, leaves and little twigs and grasses and, mosses and whatever these birds find in abundance. And they build these houses and it's all available to them. And they don't think like, oh, that guy has this beautiful nest and, why can't I have that? Because you can. It's all about what you believe is possible. And Mike Dooley talks a lot about this in the Infinite Possibilities book, because he is basically saying that you need to pay attention to your limited beliefs that were imposed on you, and you might not even be aware of these beliefs. So the first thing I recommend is start a meditation practice. So if you just meditate for like 10 minutes a day, you're going to create space. And you are going to sit with your thoughts, and this is a practice each day. So you just sit with your thoughts and quiet your mind, and the thoughts are going to come in, and that's fine. You don't worry about that. That's okay. Just try it for 10 minutes a day, and over time, you're going to start to notice that throughout your waking day, you are going to have beliefs or things that you say come up, and you're going to start to recognize them. So when I started reading this Mike Dooley book, and he was saying, the limiting beliefs surrounding money, and it would be like, oh, it must be nice, or, money's the root of all evil, or whatever, these things would come up, and I'd be like, wait a minute, that's a limited thought. Or, oh, I can't have that, house, that's too expensive, or whatever, because it's all the limit we place on ourselves that we're unaware of, because it was really created by our environment from that 0 to 7 hypnosis. So meditation practice daily will help create that space for you to become aware of what those beliefs are. Now, the second thing that I think is a really great exercise for reprogramming these beliefs is what I'm calling self-inquiry. So this is basically 10 minutes before bed. You're going to start a little self-inquiry. Now, you can just do this in your mind, or you could record these questions on like your phone, on an audio recorder. That's what I did. And I just asked myself these questions, and you just listen to it every single night before bed. You can listen to it when you wake up, because that time is when your conscious mind is going into that subconscious state right before sleep. So this is your opportunity for reprogramming, because you're kind of entering into that hypnosis state as you drift off to sleep. So before bed is why this works so well. That's when you want to reprogram. So this self-inquiry is kind of like, it's different than affirmations, because affirmations are statements like I am wealthy or I am abundant. Now, the thing is with affirmations and why they don't really work is because your critical mind doesn't want to agree with you. Your critical mind is going to find examples when you say, I am wealthy. Your critical mind will say, no, you're not. You're still living in that place. Or you only have this amount of money, much money in your bank account. So you have to reformulate these questions, these affirmations as questions for yourself. And why this works is because we're born to ask questions. We are, born into this reality asking questions. That's how we solve problems. We ask questions and then we have solutions. So when you are asking yourself these questions, then you're already saying that this thing that you want already has happened. And you're just putting it out there in your subconscious saying, well, how did this happen? And then you're going to start to find evidence in your reality when you're awake of how this is happening. Because we innately want to know, how did this happen? So I recommend coming up with 10 minutes of questioning. And you could say something like, why am I so wealthy? Or why am I so abundant? Or why am I living in this beautiful house? Or why am I so good at reprogramming my subconscious mind? Or why am I so whatever, whatever it is that you want to come up with. Okay. So I really recommend looking into this, getting this book, starting to think about what my beliefs are. How can I change these beliefs to go into a direction that I want to go in my life? And in order to do that, you have to practice this and do it over and over and over. Because our brains are like computers. And so you literally have to reprogram it with what you want to reprogram it with. So I hope you liked this video, and if you found this helpful, let me know in the comments. And always remember that you are loved, you are worthy, and you are the powerful creator of your reality. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.